Hey everyone, it's Will with another Crooked Chicken video. Today I just wanted to cover a little bit of the news regarding Norman Reedus's Daryl spinoff of the Walking Dead series. We all know that it's going to take place in Europe, and that was the kind of deciding factor and why Melissa McBride, aka Carol, decided not to be a part of it, even though it was previously announced way back when that this was going to be her and Daryl's show. But with it relocating the production to Europe, she just decided that was logistically she could not do it, and we have since moved on, and they have released details here and there regarding what the show would be about, and gotta say, a lot of it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's just the way they're going about it, and you got Scott Gimple at the helm, and people aren't happy with him to begin with for a lot of reasons, me included. I think he made a lot of dumb decisions regarding the original Walking Dead show. He killed off characters that shouldn't have been killed off. He fucked with storylines that he shouldn't have, and just all around ruined parts of the show. And kind of, he burned bridges where he shouldn't have. And so, with that being said, the Daryl spinoff is supposed to take place in Europe. The exact place I believe I've heard is going to be in Paris. The whole story, I guess, is that he wakes up in Paris or Europe or wherever exactly. We don't know yet. He wakes up overseas, no idea how he got there, and is struggling to find his way home. That right there, like I said, does not make a lot of sense. He finds himself over there, at this point in the apocalypse. I understand that they want to explore probably the variants and everything. So we got that cut scene at the end of the World Beyond series where they talked about how the French made it worse. They unintentionally developed these walkers that change faster, were faster in speed. And then we also got that tease with the season 11 Walking Dead little thing where Aaron says, he's heard stories of walkers that can climb walls and open doors. So this will kind of dive into that from everything that I understand, anyways. I imagine with it being the last 6 episodes, I believe that we'll get a little bit of tease of that or whatever, and then they'll really dive into it going into Daryl's show, and maybe we'll see some of it in the Maggie and Negan show. It's just kind of a mixed bag of what the fuck, basically, because like I said, he wakes up over there, and at this point, how did he get over there? Because most places don't have planes available, and that's, I don't know how long that is of a plane trip, probably 10 plus hours or so, and it doesn't make sense unless he was captured maybe and sedated the whole way over there. I mean, was he specifically targeted, or was a group rounding up people and taking them overseas for whatever kind of testing? We don't know. But it's at this point that a lot of it doesn't make sense. A lot of people are not happy about it. And hopefully they kind of break it down and, maybe even come up with a whole different story altogether of why he's over there. We could see maybe he stumbles onto something regarding Rick, and he thinks that Rick is overseas, and this is this is him getting captured for getting too close to something. We don't know. We don't know if the CRM is going to be involved or what the whole gist of the story is. Norman Reedus has kind of hinted at the fact, even though Carol is not officially in the show, he has kind of hinted that she could still show up at some point. She's a huge part of Daryl's story and everything because they had such a close bond during the earlier seasons, and from then on out, they developed this really close bond through a lot of the stuff that they had been through together. It's not 100% confirmed or anything, but this is just something he's recently said regarding within interviews and everything. And as it can be with any show, you do unfortunately have the toxic fans that want to go after actors and blame them for their part in a show or their decisions around a show, or maybe just because they believe they had some part in some decision that's not even true. The most recent thing I found regarding Carol not being a part of the Daryl spinoff is the official statement from The Walking Dead, the AMC and all them, we would like to acknowledge the response to this week's news related to the previously announced Daryl and Carol The Walking Dead spinoff. Norman Reedus is being unfairly targeted and attacked on social media for a decision he had no part in. Melissa McBride decided she could not participate in the series because relocating to Europe became logistically untenable for her. It is inappropriate to direct negativity and anger at another cast member for a disappointing outcome he had nothing to do with. So you see, this is one thing I do hate about particular fans these days. They do target actors for the characters they play, like they are that person. They want to blame them, and the one of the things I can think of is when not this is not Walking Dead related, but when The Last of Us 2 came out, and spoilers ahead if you haven't played that game, when Abby killed Joel, people would attack the face model for that. They would blame her and just direct all kinds of hate and inappropriate comments her way when she just played a fucking character. It wasn't even her, it was her face. Her face played the character, and they wanted to threaten her over social media, and they wanted to send all this hate and discontent and everything towards her like she had anything to do with that storyline, and blamed her and just confusing the actor or model or whatever for the character. And it's just something that is unfortunately in our world today, where there's a lot of toxicity regarding certain fan bases and shit. So it's a big question mark right now of what the show will actually be about and how it will tie into the other shows, because Scott Gimple, everyone's favorite person, again said that this is all about Daryl basically having to reinvent himself. He's, quote, a fish out of water, and he's in Paris, France, and he has no idea how he got there, and he's away from all these people that he considers family, the only people he's even really comfortable around. And so he has to reinvent himself and go through all kinds of other shit that's probably is really unnecessary at this point. But if they can actually come up with a good story and make it halfway interesting, I will still give the show a chance, just because it's Norman Reedus. I love the guy. He's done a great job. He's played this character for 12 years now, with 11 seasons of The Walking Dead, plus all the holdups with COVID and all this shit that they had to go through with filming and everything. And it's just kind of more or less me paying respect to him and him wanting to basically continue doing this, even though he really doesn't have to for any reason. The man's been paid very well for his time on the show, and there's not a lot of shows that get this kind of time frame or this this length of work as a regular in a show, especially a show where someone died every few weeks or so, and he somehow is one of the last returning, last original characters. And so it's something I will definitely give a chance just to see how it goes. Plus, you got 2 other spinoffs coming. We have the Maggie and Negan spinoff. Interested to see how that's going to work out, how and why they are together, considering their past and everything, and Negan's ultimate role in killing Glenn. Something that's still kind of a sore spot for a lot of people, but it is what it is. It was part of the story. It had to be done, and plus Steven Yeun, he didn't want to be a part of it anymore, so you can't really blame the guy. And so it'll be interesting to see why are they together and why they end up in New York of all places. And then the other spinoff that we're getting, that is taking the place of the Rick movies that we were promised right before COVID hit. We got the Rick and Michonne. We're finally going to see what happened after Michonne after she left The Walking Dead to go in search of Rick after she found this evidence that he was still alive, and see what happens, how they end up together. If this show will get multiple seasons, I don't know yet. I have heard little bits here and there that it could go for multiple seasons. If not, that works too, because I'm pretty sure the initial announcement was that this was a one and done 6-episode special, and then they would just move on and conclude their stories and just be done with it. So, anyways, with all of that said, that is the little bit of Walking Dead news we got going on. Hopefully, we have some more stuff come to light regarding the other two spinoffs. Hopefully, they don't take forever to get us trailers and any other kind of teasing material. So, I guess that'll do it. If you like this video, you like this kind of content, please leave thumbs up, leave comments, and if you feel so inclined, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. I guess that'll do it. Until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks.